Hi everyone, this is Tanya Milan from the Self-Sufficient Homestead, and today we're making vinegar. So this is my latest vinegar. It's a raisin vinegar, but we can use any fruit we want. You can see this vinegar is in tip-top shape. It's got some scobies at the bottom. It's very happy. It's a strong vinegar already. Oh, and it smells really good. So I really like the raisin vinegar, but you can do it, as I said, with anything. So let me teach you how. I'm standing in my pantry, by the way, because the lighting in here is amazing. So first of all, you need a jar. I use a Consol jar. This one is a vintage one, but I do have, as you maybe can see, a lot of other jars from Consol, right? And there's already water in here. And I'm going to just use raisins. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me move this up a bit. There we go. Now you can definitely see. So, first of all, why do you need fruit? Fruit is your form of sugar. You do not need to add any extra sugar into making your vinegar. Your fruit is fine. So, on your fruit as well as with this raisins, there's yeast also, natural occurring yeast. And that's what we need for the first part of the fermentation process. So, we just put our raisins in there. We're going to put about a third of what is the water. We're going to put a third of that in raisins. Okay, a bit more. Right, and we're going to give it a good stir. And we're going to cover it with a little hoodie. You can cover it with a coffee filter, with elastic, or whatever you want. I'll still put an elastic around that one so it's a bit tighter. Now, what is going to happen here? There's two fermentation processes. The first one is where the yeast that occurs on the fruit eats the sugar and changes it to alcohol. Now, this is the interesting part. Alcohol, when it's exposed to oxygen, turns into vinegar. So if you want to take your favorite bottle of wine and make vinegar, you can too, because then you get a very unique wine flavor as well. So anyways, so this guy is going to stand here now for about between 10 and 20 days for it to turn into alcohol. Once that happens, and it's alcohol already, another bacteria is present called the acetobacter. Now, the acetobacter is responsible for oxidizing, that's the fancy word, but it's just changing the alcohol into acetic acid, which then is vinegar. And this whole process can take about 30 to 60 days, depending on how you like your vinegar. Now, the important thing to remember is once you've put your fruit in water, you've given it a stir, you let it stand for 24 hours. 24 hours later, you open your solution up and you stir it, as you don't want any mold forming at the top. And this you do for the first part of the fermentation process. In other words, the part where the yeast eats the sugar and it turns into alcohol. Once it's alcohol, you can strain off your fruit and then you just let your vinegar stand and let the acetobacter do its work for it to become a full-fledged vinegar. So guys, I hope this helped you. If you've got questions, just put them in the comments. If you like this video, subscribe. And I hope to see some of your vinegars on our group on Facebook, the Self-Sufficient Homesteading and Gardening. So you guys must have a great day. See you again. Bye-bye.